right, excellent. So we are recording. November 30th. A couple days after Thanksgiving, which was good for me, by the way. I hope everyone else that sees this video, it was also the same. So, this one I actually want to read something to you guys. There's another Norse pagan goes by the screen name of the Furious Viking. He's quite the poet, and I wanted to share something that he just posted today. And I hope he doesn't mind. This one is a heathen's perspective on sin, burden, and the weight one chooses to carry. There is a divide between heathen mindsets and Christian thought that has nothing to do with gods, rituals, or which stories we tell. It is the question of what a person becomes after they act and whether the consequences of those actions can ever truly be erased. In Christianity, a wrong can be forgiven in a way that's displayed almost like any sin can be just wiped from a slate. Just a request of absolution to ask for forgiveness. Then the weight of the deed is placed into the hands of a higher power. And through confession or prayer, a person can be made clean again. Even when punishment exists or doesn't, it still sits beneath this umbrella of forgiveness. To many, this brings comfort. To others, it feels like an escape hatch that cheapens the meaning of choice. If a thing can be undone simply by asking, then the gravity of doing it grows lighter. The heathen worldview rejects that softness. The actions are real, and they stay real. There is no erasing, no divine pardon that empties the consequences from the world. What you do becomes part of your haminja, the living fortune and momentum of your life. Haminja, my pronunciation still needs work. I apologize. It weaves into your frith, F-R-I-T-H, the bonds you hold with kin and companions. It settles into the shape of your external spirit, the part of you others carry in their memories and their lives. Your deeds continue acting long after you stop breathing. A kindness can strengthen someone and ripple forward into the lives they touch. A cruelty can bend a spirit, sour a line, or weaken the fortune of a family that never even knew your name. A single choice can echo for generations, reaching into the lives of people you will never meet. This is not poetic metaphor. This is the lived reality of influence, reputation, and inherited consequences. An action may live on in the temper of families, begrudging each other for the actions of their forefathers, so the shadow lengthens. Or in the opposite direction, one act of courage or generosity can change the course of a life, and that life can change another, and so on. Long after the hand that set it in motion has returned to the earth. These things matter. They outlive us. They become part of the world's memory, stitched into the fates of others. That is why the heathen speaks not of sin, but of responsibility, not guilt, but consequence. Doing what is right is not about appeasing a god. It is about understanding that the world remembers what you put into it, and the world around you will live with the echoes of your choices. It is best to do good with our lives with the time we have. Not because you fear punishment or seek absolution, but just because your actions will keep walking after you have gone. They will sit at the tables of those who loved you and those who did not. They will move through your children, your companions, your community, and the generations that come after. That is the burden we choose to carry, and the measure by which we are known. And that was posted today. I won't share the Furious Viking's real name. That's up to him. But when I post this, I'm going to make sure to put a link to his page. So you can check out his other works. But this one really spoke to me today. And I have to agree with it. I think even first off, even I think the Christians and the Catholics would agree that we were born with free will and choice. And I think what we do, we have to live with the consequences, whether that is spiritual consequences, whether that is the consequences within our immediate circle, whether that's legal consequences. You know, I mean, in this digital age, I think too many of us shoot our mouths off because we're hiding behind keyboards and computer screens. So there is that. You know, we're removed from consequence. And I know society in general and the legal system are trying to catch up. At least they are in my country. But obviously that's going to take time. The other thing is, what removes people from responsibility seems to be position. And if anyone here knows me, then they know how I feel about positions. We all bleed red. You know, a title doesn't make us better than anybody else. And we've all heard the saying, you know, rules for thee, not for me. Yeah, I hope that changes. I'd like to think it is starting to change. That consequences will follow those people that, you know, want to shoot their mouths off and talk down to others or manipulate others. So, excuse me 1 second. All right, sorry for the pause. You know, other religions have similar ways of confession, or they feel that if you are following the book verbatim, and yes, I am talking about Islam and the Muslim faith, you know, their book has it hard written in there that certain deeds, if done in that name, in the name of Allah, can be forgiven. Yeah, I don't buy that. I think we are all born with a soul and with a conscience. I would say if anyone is about to do something and there's hesitation or there's nagging in the back of their mind, or, you know, something is pausing, listen to it. That is what I'm going to say. You know, I'm doing these to get people to question the zealotry that is out there these days, and every religion has them. I want people to think, but I also want people to question. I want people to, you know, say, you know, this is wrong, regardless of what any holy book says. I hope this gets through to people. Even if I can help one person, I think this is worth it. All right. I think that's all I've got to say on the matter. You all have a good day and stay safe.